Well, first of all, we must realize that the people were already having a hard time to begin with COVID, and now you're going to exacerbate it with this almost a Haiyan replica of a disaster. This is how big it is. It occupies several major provinces. Some have been isolated. There are people, especially when you talk about the economic condition of the people, there are three actually, or four major provinces that rely on tourism: Siargao, and of course
Bohol.
Palawan, and of course Cebu, and then you have Bohol. And all of these have been interdicted by this mighty typhoon, and a lot of infrastructure has been damaged. Hard to get by because you have to cross oceans and seas, and certainly, interdicted also by communication losses, and of course, you also have a problem with the supply access, and the going is rough not only because of the ocean, but when you get to the land, you're blocked by fallen wires, fallen posts, fallen trees, and there's an awful lot to do just to clear. So napakahirap talaga ng situation na yan, no? And then, of all things, the president says wala na raw siyang pera. I think there will always be money. But the important thing is to use that money wisely. Now, for an example, you're talking about Siargao. I'll just give you an example. Siargao is totally isolated. It's like Catanduanes during Roli. So, a lot of communication. So, the Red Cross has put in. We finally got to reach it this morning with 10. We were trying to get there the day before yesterday. We failed, and we finally got to do it today. And we put them in a visa so that we can communicate with them. There are supposed to be, I got the information wrong, 180,000 people out there. I said 100,000 yesterday to BBC and CNN. But in reality, there are 180,000 people there. Many of them were vacationing. So they're really at their wits' end to try and get out. Some of them have children, babies. Some of them have senior citizens. Some of them are pregnant. Some of them have, disabilities. So we're trying to get them out. So we arranged for a ship to go in there and use the port, because if we use the airport, only a C-130 can negotiate it, but we don't have that many. And when they do, there's no more security. Iba na yung mga fence, magtatakbuhan yung mga tao, delikado. Nag-aagawan, parang Afghanistan without the terminal. So you can see what I'm talking about. So we're arranging it now. They will be brought. We have what we call reuniting family links. That's a forte of the Red Cross. They'll get the people who will have to ride on those boats, take them over on a 2 hour ride to Surigao Port, and then take them by buses. I've arranged with Ceres lines to allow us to use their buses. We'll pay them so that they can get to Bukidnon, where they can have 5 flights. In the case of Bohol, the same thing. Bohol was isolated for a while. People were on board. I wish I could show you some of the pictures on top of roofs. And for a couple of days, Loboc, particularly, where they have the Loboc Choir, the Loboc River, like Negros Occidental, the Kabangkalan River overflowed, like the Mambuaya River in Cagayan de Oro overflowed. And of course, in Mindanao, you have also the Rio Grande that has overflowed time and again. But when you have an unusual typhoon with very strong winds and very strong amount of rain, practically the same amount of rainfall as Haiyan or Yolanda, you will really have problems. So right now, you are going to have to reach them. And we have payloaders that have gone in. We have a humanitarian caravan that just arrived. One of them is already in Southern Leyte. The other one is already in Cebu. We're crossing Bohol right now. And we're sending VSATs so that we can use communications, these big satellites, so that we can get in touch with them and get the lowdown on what is really happening. So we want to know what we're going to have to send them. Also in Palawan, which is as long as Luzon, mercifully, the north side is the one that is affected. It says its airport. So we'll be sending a VSAT there also, and supplies from food, non-food items. Water is a very big problem. We have 28 water tankers. We'll probably use about at least 2/3 of them to the affected areas, so we can produce water out of dirty water. We can clean them up and then send it over by jerry cans. People can just line up in bladders that we will preposition so so that they can get water. And we have also about food as ready-to-eat meals in trucks that we have generated so that they can eat meals right there. They don't have to
Senator,
cook. Just the housing alone, that will be a problem because ang daming burog na bahay. And again, the problem is livelihood. We already lost a lot of our GDP. This will be a big cut on our GDP. Bohol is a tourism destination. Certainly, Siargao is a major tourism destination, and we have to get Cebu up. The airport there was also affected. Do you know that a lot of the fixed-wing aircraft there used for tourism movement and movement of people, they were destroyed by the typhoon along with the hangars in Cebu alone?